Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Grace Sonia Milano, a certified aging in place specialist and a program specialist with AARP California. Welcome to everyone who is joining us live. Today, we are here with special guest Elena Purcell, Associate Director of Development with Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley, to discuss their work and how we can make our homes and communities safer for everyone. I encourage you to share the stream now with on your own social media page so interested friends and family may also participate in today's conversation. Also, please feel free to ask any questions you may have for Elena or myself in the comment box. We will answer a few questions live towards the end of today's conversation. AARP is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization that works on behalf of our 38 million members nationally and 3.3 million members statewide to enhance the quality of life for all people as we age, which includes ensuring we can remain safely and comfortably in our homes and communities as we age. And to that end, AARP is thrilled to have Elena with Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley here with us today. Elena, before we begin, can you tell us a little bit more about Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley and the services that the Rebuilding Together organization provides throughout the state as well?
Sure, absolutely. First off, thank you so much, Grace Sonia, for hosting myself and for letting me have the space to share a little bit more about our organization and the work that we do. So thank you and to our partners over there. So I've actually been fortunate to be with Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley for about 2 years now. In our organization, our mission is to repair homes, revitalize communities, and rebuild lives. And really the way that we go about providing those specific initiatives for our community are through 3 specific programs. So our first one we call our Safe at Home program, and that's really focused around safety and accessibility modifications. Our second program is what we call our critical repairs, and that is focused on anything that could be potentially catastrophic to a homeowner. So things like full roof replacements, hot water heater replacements or adjustments, furnaces, again, kind of anything that might render a home uninhabitable. And then our third is what we call our rebuilding days. And those are our, where the rubber meets the road, culminating projects that we host every April and October with all of our volunteers. So that's kind of the finishing touches to all the work we do for our homeowners throughout the year. And then in addition to that, we do offer modifications and repairs for our local homeowners and nonprofits across Santa Clara County specifically. So as you can imagine, many of our nonprofits, they try to ensure that their budget goes towards their mission and not necessarily to facility maintenance and repairs. So that's another area that we help kind of fill in for that gap. And then additionally, Rebuilding Together as an organization is actually a national organization. So our national headquarters is located in DC, and then we have got a network of over 120 independently operated affiliates throughout the continental US. So we do all operate independently of each other, but we also have a fantastic working relationship and share resources and clients, and it's really just an amazing network across the US, trying to make the most impact that we possibly can. Specifically here in California, we do have 15 independently operating affiliates as well. And the easiest way to find out if we have a Rebuilding Together near you is the national website is actually rebuildingtogether.org. And there is a find your local affiliate option there where you can just pop in your zip code, and hopefully we'll have one near there for you to help with your needs or any family members or friends.
Fantastic. Thanks, Elena. During the pandemic, we've been staying home more than ever. Would you mind sharing Rebuilding Together's vision for safe and healthy homes and communities?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for this question. Fundamentally, as an organization, we believe that everyone deserves to live in a safe and healthy home. That's sort of our guiding light, our guiding principle. And again, what that means to us is we end up supporting some of our most vulnerable neighbors in need, our most vulnerable community members, especially during just such a trying year. So typically older adults, people with disabilities, families with young children. And then during COVID, during this year specifically, as everyone can imagine, when last March hit and life sort of stopped for so many of us, our COVID reaction was really, while we weren't able to specifically continue with our day-to-day repairs that we otherwise would have, we band together and we pulled PPE out of our warehouse and donated that. And we've got such a tremendous community of clients and volunteers, and we were able to kind of band together there and make sure that we were providing wellness calls and wellness checks and resources to all of our community members. And then once we were deemed essential as a construction organization, we were able to get back out there and start specifically focusing on exterior projects, but ensure that those homes that were falling deeper into disrepair didn't, wait any longer to receive those necessary repairs.
Got it. Well, speaking of that, now that it's spring, many of us are eager to take on home improvement projects. What are some issues to keep in mind when trying to make changes and repairs to our home? We're all of a sudden so motivated to get things going. And is there anything Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley could do to help?
Absolutely, yes. So I know ARP is a partner in this, and I'm so glad that we had this question. At Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley, we're always happy to help anyone in our community. All of our Rebuilding Together affiliates operate under the same sort of idea. Always happy to be a resource to assist in any way, shape, or form. So even if, starting there, even if you weren't specifically eligible for our, as an applicant or client of ours, we'd be happy to provide resources. We've got a great list of well-vetted contractors that we work with. But kind of taking that back a notch, we do follow as an organization what we call the 8 healthy housing principles. And those are guidelines established by the Department of Housing and Urban Development at a federal level. So those 8 principles really are, you want to keep your home dry, you want to keep your home clean, pest-free, well-ventilated, safe, contaminant-free, maintained, and thermally controlled. So some of those concepts we're more familiar with than others, as we can imagine. And there's some really neat resources available. So, first and foremost, if you don't necessarily know that it's the safest environment for you to start making repairs or modifications to your home, it's always a great time, if you feel safe, if you're vaccinated, to call on community members, family members, friends, to come assist. We always want to make sure that everyone, to your physical capacity and well-being, that you're taking care of before taking some of these projects on. But then in addition, if it does call for a professional, that's always a great idea. Or again, having resources like ourselves in the community that are free and no cost. Those are always options as well. But following those guidelines, and then in addition to that, there are a number of other resources. I know ARP has some amazing resources that you can speak to better, Grace Sonia, but we've also got, if you even were just to Google, home maintenance calendar, there's some really neat resources out there that kind of show you on a timely basis throughout the year. Pardon my dogs. The best way to kind of keep up with your home so that things don't necessarily become insurmountable over time. As we know, they kind of pile on if you're not able to keep up with that more frequently. And then last little piece I'll just mention is on our website specifically, so www.rtsv.org, we do have what we're calling our virtual resource center. And we did host a home safety series back last spring and summer, and it's got outlined all of those 8 healthy housing principles and ways to address them, what they specifically could mean for you, and again, more resources there. So please, I encourage everyone to check those out.
Thanks so much, Elena. Lots to consider, and you provided us a lot of great tips for thinking through our home projects that we want to take on in the spring. For our listeners who are just joining us, I am here with Elena Purcell, Development Director for Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley. If you are you're interested in learning about how to improve your home safely as you age in place, as Elena mentioned, thank you for the tip, Elena, and the plug. ARP offers free resources that can help. Um, we'll drop a link now in the chat to AARP's HomeFit Guide. This is www.arp.org/homefit. This is a free publication. It's available in English, Spanish, Chinese, Korean, and Vietnamese. And the HomeFit Guide features smart ways to make a home comfortable, safe, and a great fit for all older adults and people of all ages. To give you a quick overview of what we mean by HomeFit, let's show a short video.
A HomeFit home is a comfortable home that is safe and a great fit for older adults and people of all ages. Let's take a tour of an existing HomeFit home to see just what that means. The exterior is well lit, free of obstacles, and designed for use regardless of ability. The house or unit numbers are clearly visible. There's a place to set down bags or packages, and the front door includes a peephole and lever-style door handle. Entryways are organized and free from tripping hazards. There may be a small table to store handy items, a bench for seating and storage, and hooks for hanging coats and other items. Flooring is non-slip, and area rugs, if they are used, have a rubber backing and are well secured around the edges to prevent tripping. The kitchen is safer and easier to use, whether standing or working from a seated position, such as a wheelchair. Cabinets are easier to open by anyone with D-shaped handles and easier to use with slide-out drawers and shelves. The kitchen lighting allows for easy visibility, especially in high-use areas like sinks and stoves. A touch or sensor faucet ensures that all can use it, and a range with the controls on the front prevents having to reach over hot pots and burners. Next, let's explore the living spaces. HomeFit living spaces are designed for comfort and safety. They have rocker-style light switches that are easier to use than traditional toggle switches. They should be placed 36 to 44 inches from the floor. Tall furniture is secured to the wall to prevent tipping, and cords and area rugs, if used, are carefully secured to prevent trips and falls. Furniture is placed to allow for easy navigation. The hallways and stairways are safe for all to use and are free from clutter. Lighting at both ends and automatic night lights ensure high visibility at all times. All flooring surfaces are secured to avoid trips and falls. If they cannot be secured, loose rugs are removed. Stairways have 2 railings, one on each side. Generally located on the ground floor, HomeFit bathrooms are accessible by all people, whether residents or guests. The room's door and the shower entry are both zero-step entrances. The bathroom has the minimum floor space requirements for easy movement. Grab bars are installed securely near the tub, shower, and toilet. Fixtures meet minimum accessibility requirements, such as comfort height toilet and a wheelchair-accessible sink. The washer and dryer are conveniently placed to allow those who will use them to easily load and unload them. There's a table for sorting laundry and storage, and a rolling laundry cart is available to move items to and from the laundry room. Any home can be HomeFit, no matter the size or type. Integrating the features of a HomeFit home can make any home a better fit for you, your family, and guests, and future residents.
And those are ARP's tips for making a home more home fit. For those of you who are just joining us on the live stream today, my name is Grace Sonia Milano with AARP California. Today, I'm here with a really special guest, Elena Purcell, Associate Director of Development with Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley. And together, we're discussing our work about how we could make our homes and communities safer for everyone. Elena, I understand that April is National Rebuilding Month. Could you tell us a little bit about Rebuilding Month, how it got started in 1973, and how Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley is commemorating Rebuilding Month this year?
Absolutely. Thank you. Welcome to everyone who's joining us. Again, I will apologize. It sounds like my dogs are doing a little bit of barking in the background. Hopefully you can hear me. But yes, so Rebuilding Together as an organization on a national level was established in 1973, as you mentioned, Grace Sonia. It's a really neat story. There were a group of women in construction that had just noticed in Texas, actually, that a number of their neighbors in need, their homes had really come to be in quite bad shape and in disrepair. And together, the women decided they had the resources, and they picked a day in April, and they went about repairing their neighbors' homes. So as the story goes, one neighbor specifically, upon seeing their newly beautified home, exclaimed loudly, "It's like Christmas in April." And that's when our organization was started. So originally our organization was called Christmas in April, as you can imagine, and throughout time changed their name to Rebuilding Together. So really neat story. It's the backbone of the work that we do. And then of course, this April being National Rebuilding Month, we honor it as affiliates every year. So we host our Rebuilding Days, which are our major volunteer events. And specifically, as you can imagine, during COVID, unfortunately, last April, we did have to postpone, but we are hosting this year and over 2 days in a modified fashion. But we'll be shouting it out on all of our social media channels and celebrating and bringing together our community members for those long-awaited repairs that we've had to postpone.
Gosh, that's such great news, Elena. Christmas in April. That's fantastic. Well, April is also National Volunteer Month, and organizations like AARP and Rebuilding Together couldn't do a lot of the work that we do without the leadership and support of volunteers. What do Rebuilding Together volunteer opportunities look like, Elena, and how could folks get involved?
Such a great question. I really appreciate that. To your point, our organization truly is nothing without our volunteers. We're really fortunate. We've got a number of community corporate partners and our community groups across Santa Clara County, specifically here where we are located, that come together for our Rebuilding Days. So those are really our major volunteer activity. We do host those every April and every October. And typically, outside of COVID, what that looks like is roughly 700 volunteers on 30 independent projects throughout the county of Santa Clara, all happening simultaneously on the same day. And completing those culminating beautification projects. So we say, all volunteer friendly work. We like to say, if you can hold a paintbrush, if you can, show a smile, then you can come out and we've got something for you to be able to do. Of course, during these times, you can't necessarily see the smiles because we'll all be wearing masks, but we smile with our eyes now, right? And then so it's a really great opportunity to get involved in the organization every April and October. This year, of course, we are hosting, as I had mentioned, a modified version over this coming Saturday, the 17th, and over the 24th, and then we'll also be hosting in October. So, we're still welcoming volunteers out on the project, and another way to follow along is, of course, on our social media. You can check us out and see our really fun videos and photos. And then throughout the year, we've got a number of other volunteer possibilities. We've got administrative volunteer positions. We've got warehouse volunteer positions. Of course, we have our board of directors, which just does such a tremendous job leading our organization, along with our executive director, Deanne Everton. And then we've also got what we call our Safe at Home volunteer group. So that has been placed on hold during COVID, but we are looking at a really neat way to kind of revitalize that program. And it would be, if not a weekly volunteer program, it would be monthly. And we're looking to kind of roll that out this summer in a new capacity, hoping that, we all are heading in a positive direction during our COVID world, getting our vaccines, making sure we all feel safe and healthy before we actually come out and can help. But those are our goals, and there's always opportunities to get involved. We encourage everyone to check out our website, give me an email, whatever is easiest. But thank you so much, because truly our organization is so reliant on our amazing community members and volunteers.
Fantastic. I think we have some time to take a few live questions. We have a viewer asking, does Rebuilding Together offer services and information in other languages?
Fantastic question. Thank you so much for asking that. We do. So we've got an amazing client services team that does all of our intake of our applications and any inquiries regarding clients or applications, and they are bilingual. All of our applications are also available in English, Spanish, Vietnamese, and then we've got a variety of translation services available as well for any other additional interviews, questions, other languages that need to be made available.
Good to know. Thanks so much, Elena. Well, I think that's all the time that we have for questions. Elena, do you have any last words before we close?
Just thank you so much, Grace Sonia and ARP and Shay on the back end for giving us this opportunity to share a little bit about our organization. We're out there helping our low-income homeowners in need and our fellow nonprofits. So if anyone has any neighbors or family members that could utilize our services or any of our fellow affiliates throughout California, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd be happy to act as a resource in any capacity. So thank you again, and I look forward to our continued partnership.
Thank you so much, Elena. For anyone who joined the live stream late, we had the opportunity to speak with Elena Purcell, Associate Director of Development with Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley, to discuss their work on how we can make our homes and communities safer for everyone. This conversation is being recorded, so if you missed anything, you can go back and watch it again on AARP California's Facebook or YouTube accounts. And then to learn more about Rebuilding Together, please visit www.rebuildingtogether.org. And then to learn more about AARP's HomeFit resources, you could visit aarp.org/HomeFit. Elena, thanks so much again for joining us today. It's always a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And to our viewers, we hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining us for a Facebook Live Webinar Wednesday conversation. Bye, everyone.